versus 17th ranked Paul Jenn.
I'll tell you, Eggum has got one thing in mind there. He'd really like to get a front headlock. He's really tough with that, and he controls a lot of matches. And if he gets that front headlock, it neutralizes his opponent for his motion. It gets him in a position where he can score, you know, some of his more controlled type of takedowns. Eggum's a good, strong wrestler out of Montana, and it's kind of a contrast in styles here. Eggum's won a couple more matches, I believe, over Jenn. Jenn has had a victory over Eggum.
And it was a close one last time out in the national duels. And Brandon Eggum, a junior, as Dan said, out of Montana, Sidney High School in Sidney, Montana. Paul Jenn, a junior from Britt, Iowa, and was at Iowa Central Community College for a year, and then has been at Iowa for the last couple. There's an attempt, but nothing doing.
He got hoarse there when he came underneath him. He needed to, there's that, he's choking a little bit there, but you know, that's part of the game. He's got to move out of there, and the referee's going to call it. The referee's doing a good job of getting under there. Sometimes you don't see that. He's hustling well.
Both wrestlers are juniors, and they are locked up 0-0 with 1:40 left in the first period. We're in the 6th match of the meet between 2nd-ranked Minnesota and 3rd-ranked. There's that front headlock.
He gets in there and he chokes it there. The referee's letting him get that angle there. Jenn's got his head down, which has got to keep his head up. And here's where Jenn's a little bit unsure of himself. I think the referee's letting him work there too long. I think he's got to get closer to the action there. And Jenn's not doing that good a job of staying out of that either. Eggum's doing a pretty good job of controlling something. I think we got some blood there.
Last year, as a sophomore, Brandon Eggum earned his first career All-American honor with a 5th place finish at the '98 NCAA championships. Jenn placed 6th at the Big Ten championships, broke into the lineup last year. And here we go again with 1:17 left in the first period, and the score is 0-0.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting match as the match progresses here a little bit.
This is the #1 ranked wrestler in the land, Brandon Eggum, going up against Paul Jenn, who's ranked just 17th. We're going to look at some top wrestlers in the next couple of weights. Number 1, number 2 for Minnesota in the next 3 weights.
Well, Minnesota's actually favored in the next 4 weights.
And that's not because Iowa has any slouches, because we've got number 3 in full heart and hand.
He's pressing a little bit too much there. Doing a pretty good job. Eggum looks a little flushed, but you know, I don't know. He looks pretty strong yet. So.
What do you mean by flushed?
Oh, just drawn a little bit, but he's moving well. He's looking strong.
He likes to get that chin, doesn't he?
Yeah, he really likes that. Jenn's doing a decent job, but not good enough there because Eggum's coming in for the takedown. Did a good job of controlling the hip. Eggum's left his hand on the far hip really made a big difference there.
You heard Dan say that Eggum got a takedown. That does make the score 2-0 in favor of the Gopher with only 10 seconds left in the first period of this 6th match of the night at 184 pounds. And that's how the first period will end. 2-0 in favor of Brandon Eggum over Paul Jenn.
Well, those Hawkeyes in the bottom position just have a hard time building that base, getting up there. They're not laying on the bottom so much, but they're having a tough time. Jenn's in a position that he's got to move quickly. Legs in. I don't think, not sure what he knows there. He doesn't appear to know a whole lot. He's just basing out. Neither wrestler's doing a whole lot there. I don't think Eggum liked to be in there either.
What's Eggum trying to do
He's hooking an ankle right here. He's just trying to build some riding time, actually. He's staying kind of high. Jenn's really wasting a lot of time there. I tell you, that's the position that builds a lot of things. Referee's helping him out a little bit. Both ways.
Zalesky, 3-time national champion, now in his 2nd year, first year as the head coach. Last year, interim coach as Dan Gable stepped down 2 years ago and officially retired at the end of last year. And Jim Zalesky gets the helm, and we're saying that we're warning Minnesota for stalling.
Stay in parallel. Stay in parallel. You know, when you're riding strong, you got to be working for the fall. That's what it's all about. He's doing a little better job here coming to the side. Jenn's definitely not making it look good though. He's wasting a lot of match time. Riding time's going to be on Minnesota's time, and Eggum's just kind of doing a good job of. He's getting. I don't know what he's doing there.
Score is 2-0. Eggum riding Jenn.
I think Jenn actually. I don't know. I tell you, this it just does not look good.
Not a lot of action underneath with Paul Jenn either.
No,
Brian.
That's what I'm saying. Jenn just not doing a good job. He's not. He's doing all arms, not using his hips very well. He's going to have a hard time here.
17 seconds left in the second period.
And there's a Turk
2-0.
right there too. There's a Turk. That's a tough situation for Eggum. He needs to dig in there and get that turn if he's going to. But the clock's going to run out. And that was a wasted period for Jenn, but at the same time, good one for.
Eggum has 2 minutes and 20 seconds riding time, almost assuring him probably of. There's the crowd, almost 10,000 here tonight in attendance, 9,906, 9,906 paid attendance, and so it's a crowd of 10,000 basically watching the Minnesota.
Oh boy!
Whoa!
Oh man!
Jenn in on a shot, but he got flat.
There he made his mistake again, fell over on his hip.
And he's in that Turk situation.
I tell you, you got to keep your hips under you. You know, actually, watching 65 and 84, both wrestlers need to learn to keep their hips underneath them more when they're wrestling. They get off balance there. You have to keep your hips under you.
Brandon Eggum scored an escape and a takedown here in the third period, and he just let Paul Jenn go. So
yeah, they're going for a major. They're going
5-1.
for a major. He's going for a major. Even though Eggum looks vulnerable, Jenn just... I'm not sure what he did there.
5-2 now. Jenn with an escape there. They're both on their feet with 1:10 left. That's Brandon Eggum versus Paul Jenn, both juniors. Jenn in on a low single.
Yeah, he's just keeping his head down. You know, he needs to come the far side, but I tell you what, there's his hips again. Eggum's doing a good job of keeping the weight on his head. It's going to be a stalemate. I don't know what's wrong with Jenn. His center balance is like up in the top of the stands right here. Every time he gets in, he's just way too much weight. Posted his hand there. Here's a possible major here. Just not doing a good job. Not doing a good job.
Score 7-1, and escape for Jenn makes it 7-2. Effectively a 6-point lead because of the riding time that cannot be erased. So there's a 6-point lead for Eggum with 30 seconds left.
Oh,
if he
boy.
gets a takedown and rides him out, he's got a major decision.
Yeah, he's going to get it. Yeah, he gave up. Yeah, he gave up there. I tell you.
Now,
wow.
It's a major. If Jenn could get out in the last 20 seconds, he'll.
Well, he hasn't been able to get out all match. Is he going to get out?
Just stating the fact there. If he does get out, it would be a big escape for him.
Well, he got out. Guess what I said, but still, at the same time, you know, it was not a good match for Paul Jenn. Just not a good match.
And he knows it.
Ended up saving the point. You know, just his balance wasn't there. I don't know. He has better balance than that. I know he does.
He 10-3 win, which is only 3 points for the Minnesota Gophers. They had a 4-point there, but Jenn was able to get out with about 6 seconds left in the match. Here comes a big one. The score now in the meet is